Are we live? Okay, here we go. Rules. We are looking at fixing comma splices and fused sentences. Obviously. So this is a recap because we've already done this before. The biggest thing that we're looking for here is, just like it says, we need to first understand the problem. And the problem with the comma splice and a fused sentence is that both of those are run-on sentences. They're both wrong, and those are problems, okay? The first one, like it says here, a comma splice has a main clause, and then it uses a comma, and it incorrectly joins this other main clause. And that will basically lead to death. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to use a comma to join two main clauses. The second thing as a run-on sentence is when you have a main clause, no punctuation, and another main clause. Those two stuck together also lead to death. Okay, no good comes from either one of those. They're both run-ons. They're both wrong. All right. The next thing we have, the solution. The first thing you can do, this is it right here. Make two complete sentences. I don't know why I'm doing hand gestures. You can't see these, but I just held up two fingers to show that. So if this is our sentence, because Grandma still rides her Harley motorcycle, her toy poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. And that right there is a run-on sentence, and it says that a break should occur between motorcycle and her right here. And we can make it into two sentences by putting a period. Okay? And that would fix, is that a fused sentence or commas? It's just a fused sentence. There's no punctuation. The second thing, strategy number 2, it says use a comma and a coordinating conjunction. If you don't know these fanboys and what they are, please learn them. That's all I got to say, because they're very important. These are called coordinating conjunctions, and these are the only ones: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Those are the fanboys coordinating conjunctions. And we're going to use a comma and one of those to fix this fused sentence. Grandma still rides her Harley motorcycle, her toy poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. So if we fix this using a comma and a coordinating conjunction, the easiest way what it's going to look like is if we throw comma and it says Grandma still rides her Harley motorcycle, comma, and her poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. Same message, makes the most sense. And just like it says here, the important thing to remember with strategy 2 is that you must use a coordinating conjunction that logically joins the two complete sentences. All right, the coordinating conjunction but, for example, wouldn't work because it isn't showing contrast. This is sort of an add-on here. This also happens. Okay, and then the third strategy we're looking at is to use a semicolon. Boop. So a semicolon can be used to join two sentences together, just like this comma fanboys. All right, and that's just what it looks like. Grandma still rides her Harley motorcycle. Her toy poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. So we've got 3 ways that we can fix comma splices and fused sentences very easily. And then the 4th way, it says to use a subordinate conjunction, which basically will give you one dependent clause and one independent clause. And we're going to take a look at that. All these words right here would be considered a white bus words. Of course, this is all jumbled and not in the a white bus word setup, but oh well, get over it. Next, keep these general rules in mind. I've told you this since basically you were in kindergarten, that a main clause, if it comes first, your independent clause, your IC, then there's no need for punctuation. So that's why they have a 0 and a slash through it. And then comes a subordinate clause. But if the subordinate clause, the dependent clause, starts, then you need to have a comma followed by your main clause. All right? So here's our original sentence. I'm not going to read it again. So to fix it, if we put the a white bus word while, we said, while Grandma rides her Harley motorcycle, comma, her toy poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. So there's our a white bus word from the beginning of there all the way to motorcycle. That is our subordinate or dependent clause. Okay? And then her toy poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. That's our main clause or independent clause. The next thing we're going to do is we could change it and have our main clause first. Grandma rides her Harley motorcycle. We add in the a white bus word as, and we say her toy poodle balances in a basket between the handlebars. So that a white bus word has fixed our fused sentence right here. Okay, and there we go. That's basically it. Okay, so I don't expect you'll have any more run-on sentences or fused sentences or any more problems ever. Let's take a look at these two sentences. Mike Birbiglia's tone while talking to the officer was filled with confusion and perplexity. The officer was more insistent and abrasive. So I want you to write that sentence down and then tell me whether you think it is a fused sentence or a comma splice, and then correct it for me, and I'll have Warbucks for you. The next one is, while Carson had a solid and convincing argument, there are several issues, let me change that real quick. There are several issues in her presentation of her argument. See, I should have read over this more carefully before I gave it to you, but whatever. Just make the corrections. That's okay. You make the corrections. Presentation of her argument. When she described the small town, she failed to talk about the close-knit community of chickens that lived on the corner of Cluck Street and Beak Avenue. So, again, copy down that sentence. Tell me whether it's a fused sentence or a comma splice. Correct it for me, and I'll give you Warbucks for it, maybe. Hope you had a great night, and I only took 8 minutes and 54, nope, 50 keeps going up. About 9 minutes of your time. Thank you, and I will talk to you later. See ya. That was not Mr. Vasey, that was me. Bye.